I'm going to show you a real quick way to clean your M&P Shield EZ 9mm pistol from Smith & Wesson. And this is going to be a pretty quick way to do it. We're going to use some aerosol gun cleaning spray. This is called gun scrubber. This is synthetic safe. You want to make sure you get synthetic safe because you don't want to ruin the finish on your gun, the plastic polymer parts of it. We're going to try to keep the spray onto the metal parts, but just in case you get some overspray, you want to make sure it's synthetic safe. The other thing I'm going to use is a bore snake to clean the inside of the barrel. I'm going to use a brush. We might need some cotton swabs. These are great. I just recently picked these up. They have a pinpoint end that's already kind of squeezed up, and then a regular kind of swab end. I'll put links below. Got them off of Amazon. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, of course, is verify the gun's empty, no magazine, no round in the chamber. Safety on and the slide back all the way. We're just going to rotate the takedown lever, get a hold of the slide, move it back to release the slide stop. Let it go forward, give it a little push if necessary. Comes right off. Remove the recoil spring and guide rod, like so. Pull out the barrel, like so. And we are now good to go. So the gun scrubber is great because it's going to get down into all the nooks and crannies in here, and then it evaporates. So it's going to clean this up real good, and then it's going to get itself out of there so there's no residue left. We're going to spray down the slide. We're going to spray the recoil spring and guide rod. We're going to spray down the barrel. We're going to spray in the barrel, and then we're going to bore snake it to remove any built up dust or carbon that's in there. And then we're going to do a quick lube with original gun oil. So this is a little bit messy to do it this way, so we're going to do this over a trash can. All right, I'm going to do the slide first, and I want you to take special note of the sights here. It's got some paint in there, and the front sight as well. I don't know if this gun scrubber is going to harm that or not, so we want to take care to not spray directly onto those to make sure they aren't harmed. So please be very careful not to get any on the sights, and don't yell at me if you ruin them. Just be careful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to orientate it this way so any gun scrubber will kind of fall off instead of falling into these openings. So the main place I want to get is in here where the firing pin is and all this kind of stuff, and the slide cuts here where the slide moves back and forth. So I'm just going to use the spray that, get it in there. That might be all it needs if your gun is not very dirty. And then wipe it off with a cotton rag. And it is going to evaporate, so wiping it off, you're just going to wipe off any of the dirt that didn't get pulled off, pulled along with the gun scrubber that went into the trash can. All right. I want to get a beautiful. All right. Get these. Make sure there's no gun scrubber in there. Try not to get the outside of the slide. So I'm just gonna clean it all up. It is gonna leave a little bit of residue that you can really just polish off of there with a rag. That'll look real good. Okay. Now the barrel, you don't have to be careful with the barrel at all. You might want to wear rubber gloves. I'm not going to do that, but And you spray it right into the barrel. That's going to loosen up anything in the barrel. And then while that's still a little wet, I'm going to drop my bore snake through there. Just help move some of that spray around and really scrub the inside of that barrel. So I just usually drop that through a couple of times. The bore snake's got copper brushes on it as well, which are gonna really help clean the inside of the barrel. All right, that should be pretty clean. Nice and clean. Make sure the ramp is nice and shiny. All right, beautiful. Take the guide rod. Spray that down. Wipe that down real good. Okay. And the last place is the frame. This is going to really get in here. And again, make sure you're using the synthetic safe stuff. Get the rails. All right, and then you want to wipe it off real good. I have been using this stuff on my Springfield XD for a long time, and it did a good job there. Clean all that up. Down inside. Make sure these rails got nice and clean, any dirt out of there. Blow it out if you see any pieces of cotton. That sometimes happens with a cotton swab. Blow it out of there. All good. Now the gun scrubber did leave a little bit of a white residue on the grip here. I think that's just because it's stippled here and it just kind of sat in there. It didn't kind of evaporate too good. So I just got a damp cloth and wiped that up. So that's all good. All right, once you get it nice and cleaned up, let's go back to the bench and we'll get this lubricated. So I'm just going to use original gun oil. This is non-toxic, non-staining, and it is safe for polymer guns. So lubricating the M&P Shield EZ, you don't have to use much lubrication at all. It doesn't call for very much. So what I'm actually going to do is just put a couple of drops on a cloth. Get the cloth a little bit damp with oil. And I'm just going to take the barrel. I'm just going to kind of wipe the barrel down with it. Just to put a little, just a very little bit of coating of oil on the whole external part of the barrel, because the barrel does slide back and forth within the gun. So we're going to do that. And then the only other place that the Smith & Wesson EZ needs to be, have a little bit of lube. You want to lubricate these 4 rails. These rails are where the slide, these cuts in the slide, they slide back and forth. So they need a little lube, just a little bit. And then we want to put 1 drop right down in here where things are kind of working. Just 1 drop there. Let's do that first. Just going to kind of drop it like right there, and that's going to work its way in. It's already working its way into that spring and everything, so you're going to be good. And then maybe 1 drop, almost like a half a drop on each of these rails is all you need. If you get a little too much, you can just kind of wipe it. That's about all you need on there. So now we're just going to put it back together. Drop the barrel in here like that. Recoil spring goes this way. So it should look just like that. It's kind of like it's kind of oval, so you want the oval to kind of be standing up. So it looks like that. Okay, and this next part is very important. Do not press this lever, the grip safety, because it lifts this up. Do not press this while you're putting the slide back on. So hold it this way. Make sure your release is still pointing down. Just line up the slide like this. Gently work it on there because you don't want to scratch anything. It's going to come up like this. And when you get back here, press the slide stop up to hold it there, like that. Press this back into place. You can release the slide. Check it. Make sure it feels good. Feels right. That'll work some of the oil in. Just do that a few times. Now, you see we've got fingerprints on there from the oil. Do your final wipe down. That was beautiful. So there we have it. And that's all there is to it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button down below. There will be links for everything I used here down in the description. And thank you for watching.